Woo! That is crisp. Oh nah, that is crazy. Today I'm gonna tell you guys the 3 tips that you can use to get to the next level. Now, this next level could be college, high school, professional, whatever level is above the level you're currently at. That's what I'm talking about. And I think I wasn't shared this when I was younger. I did these things, but I didn't actually know like it would pay off. So I thought I would share it with you guys. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, so yeah, let's just get started with tip number 1. Tip number 1 was probably the first step I took into my path to get into the next level. For me, that was obviously being a professional, but I think this was one of the most important steps that I took, and that is what I would just call separation. Now, what do I mean by separation? It's pretty much taking the decision upon yourself to separate yourself from playing with your friends or people you like or people that you're better than. Because when you're younger, you do typically want to be the best player on your team. You want to be the star. You want to be that person that everybody counts on and gives you the ball. And unfortunately, that's just not always the best way to develop, because one of the best ways to develop is to play with people who are either better than you, who are older than you, stronger than you, and that's really how you can accelerate your growth so that you can, make it to the next level quicker. Because playing with people that you like or your friends that maybe aren't as good or at the level you need to be at is really going to stunt your growth. And I personally would say it would hurt you in the long run if you stay around people that are below your level because maybe you like them, you want to be their friend, or you're the star on the team. It's really important to challenge yourself and play in a new, more challenging environment as often as possible, especially when you're really trying to elevate your game, yourself, your status in soccer, really. Any sport, to be honest. Alright, now tip number 2 that I would share with you guys. Tip number 2, I would say, is change. At some point, you will have to increase your training regimen. You're gonna have to train more than maybe just twice or 3 times a week. You're gonna have to put in more hours weekly, daily, put in more time studying the game. At some point, you really just need to do those things because other people in the game, other people across the world that you're wanting to be better than are doing these things. And without changing your training regimen and training more often than you were before, it's actually going to be extremely difficult to keep up with everybody who's around you, who either is not as good as you and trying to be better than you, or people who are already better than you and just trying to leave you in the dust. So changing your training regimen is important. When I was a kid, that was really just, for me, it went from training just 3 times a week with my team to now I'm training every day in the morning for 1 hour by myself. 1 hour is nothing crazy, but that was enough for me at the time to say, you know what, I'm truly improving, I'm truly getting better, and that's one huge step into playing at the next level. Now, the third step, it could sound a little bit cliche and a little bit, okay, yeah, he's just saying that, but it's really the truth. Like, there's no way I can put it other than you need to have the determination to do it. All these things you can do for, let's say, 2 weeks, for example, and then if you just go back to, living a normal life, you lose focus, you lose the discipline, then what's the point? Like, what is the point of doing everything that you were doing before if you can't keep up with it? And there are going to be times when you're going to be on a team or you're going to be in a session where maybe you're not playing that well or people are just better than you. At the time, there's going to be people who are better than you at some point in your career. And you gotta have the determination, the grind, the fight, to tough it out, keep working, don't get down on yourself or lose concentration. Just make sure that you personally are developing, because at the beginning, it's gonna suck. I'm telling you, it's gonna suck. Playing with people who are better than you it's a humbling experience that hopefully people go through, like they choose to go through it, because if you don't choose to go through it, you just play with people that you're better than for however long, you'll be stuck playing there, and what you don't want to be. You want to elevate yourself. So you really do need that determination to grind through those tough patches of maybe you're not being selected because you're not better than these players, or maybe training is really difficult because these players are extremely good and you're just trying to keep up at this point. But as the weeks goes on and the months goes on, and after from game to game to game, you'll see yourself actually improve, and that'll really show you how far you've come. And then when you go back and play with your friends or the people you like or the people you used to play with, they will see how far you've developed and how far you've come since you stopped playing with them. And that's really one of the greatest feelings when people say, oh wow, you're really good. And that'll show you all of the work that you did actually paid off. So yeah guys, those are my 3 tips. I think those are some pretty big tips that a lot of times parents putting their children into sports miss out on. They want to make their child happy by keeping them with their friends for too long, and I think that's one of the biggest problems with definitely soccer in the country, is kids that want to play with their friends when their friends aren't good enough to help them grow as a player. So I just wanted to share those tips to you guys that I used as a kid, that my parents implemented into my weekly life, monthly life, daily life, so that I could become a professional as soon as possible. I didn't know I was going to be one, but at the time, it helps. These tips definitely work for people who are trying to be Division I in college, Division II in college. Really, any level that's above yours. It's not really specific to being professional, but an athlete wants to be the best. So if you want to be the best, you got to train like the best, and that's what the best in my sport or in soccer are doing. So that's what I'm trying to do too. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got something out of the video. If you did, like and subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you next time. Be easy.